Western Province. Coach Dobson, the floor is open.
Hi, Dobbo. Just a word on the match. First half didn't go so great, especially that first 10 minutes. But character to claw yourself within distance, and then things just getting away from you at the end.
Yeah, I think obviously damage done in those first, I can't remember what it was, 9 or 10 minutes, 17-0 down. And I think that was the winning margin in the end, wasn't it? Or was it more? I guess probably it was more. Yeah, I think the Bulls just physically overwhelmed us at the start of the game. We knew their runners off 9 would be, really big and mean, and they certainly played very well. And they took the game away from us early, and we were in trouble for the rest of the game. Absolute credit to them, a really big, well-drilled, physical team. And I thought we tried our best to paste over cracks, and showed a bit of character, which I'm pleased for us, and I'm pleased for them the way we showed character. But we were well beaten.
Albert, do you think you made some big selection calls before the game, and you said guys like Salman weren't quite ready, even worse, you sort of keeping the back of the URC? Do you think that was the right call in hindsight?
1,000%. Well, none of them were cleared medically, so that doesn't make it really my decision. But sometimes a medic can force them and push them. But if Salman, do you think Ashfaq? And I don't mean this patronizingly. Do you think Salman has come off an operation to his neck to push him first back into a game like this would be the responsible thing for me to do? Absolutely not. Evan Roos, do I risk an 8 to 12-month injury for a kid who's 21 years old? Absolutely not. No, the selections we got well, and I thought what we did choose, they tried hard. I said those two locks. I think at some stage the TV flashed the weight difference, and it wasn't in the forwards or the locks, and it was quite substantial. So I think we did manfully. There's nobody put it this way, Ashfaq. There's nobody with clean conscience I could have put on the field without risk of serious injury to them. I hope that sort of answers your question properly. There was nothing voluntary. I didn't say Warwick Gelant no rest. Yeah, Warwick has got a knee thing, twists again, more surgery. No, not worth it. As much as we wanted to do well today.
John, do you think the extra week gives you time to reset properly now for the URC? I know it's just 1 week, but does it give you that extra bit of time just to reset properly?
Yeah, no, it's so tough to say because you don't want to sound like excuses. But two flanks. I can tell you if we were playing, I can tell you now, unless there's a freakish training injury available for the start of the URC, it would be the likes of Roos, Murat, possibly Schikkeling, Gelant. There's somebody else I'm forgetting somebody else. So the extra week will make a massive difference to us in rest. This team was, as it's known, we're the only team who played every Currie Cup game. We went through this midweek. We played the British and Irish Lions. We tried to turn up as best we could for a final, having played what is in the FN's quarter-final last week. And we came up short with a brilliant Bulls performance in those first 15 minutes. So I think that the week would help us. I would worry about our squad depth had we, which we didn't deserve to be, got into a final and then had a week off and then had to travel the following Saturday or Sunday to Italy. So this would actually be good for us. It's a dark cloud, but there's a silver lining. And I think another silver lining is how our real fringe players, who would-be URC fringe players, have stood up, and with the experience, they'll be better for the experience they had tonight playing against such a quality team.
John, can you enlighten us about a few of your acquisitions yet?
No.
Make those announcements soon, eh?
No, in the next week, I'm not being coy. It's just that there is a little bit of paperwork to be done, and I'd rather just make sure the ink's dry because there've been a few reports of signings the last while which haven't come off. So I'd rather get it done and then say it and then announce it.
John, much better second half. Edward van der Merwe's, the third time he went over the try line. The try was disallowed. That would have made it 26-38. Do you feel if that try had been allowed, maybe you could have found a way back to the game? You had a bit of a foothold.
I think it was likely. I think the damage was done early, and the Bulls had enough in the tank. I felt that but it was frustrating because I think we really struggled with some of the we really struggled with some of the interpretations that break down versus coaching versus penalising, and we got back. I think before that Edward try, we'd scored in the second half, came back. I thought a tough poach against us in their 22, which would have brought the game into 12 points. I think Edwill's try. That was also a tough call. It would have been something to play for. I think we could have had more of a thriller. I don't think we were going to catch the Bulls tonight, I must say. I think they were just physically too strong. Like we said before the game, the way they ran off 9, and they got too much momentum. And I suspect if we got really close, they could have upped the ante again. So, but at least we showed character.
2 more questions, please.
John, on that note, can this Bulls team be beaten at Loftus?
It would take an exceptional performance. Really well drilled. The size, the depth, you just see that size of that bench that came on. No, I would say, look, who would be the Sharks or the Griquas, obviously. Other teams have come close, but it is a fortress and it is a tough place to play. And I think we'd all agree that what is a pretty weakened Western Province side actually played with a lot of spirit, but was still well beaten. So I think it's going to be tough for anybody to come here.
Just on the way forward, what have you learned from this Currie Cup, especially in terms of where to pick which players? Obviously, a guy like Warwick's coming back, Sergio moving back to the wing. Do you feel that you do need another specialist in the absence of Damien, another specialist fullback? And what is the way forward if you take the Currie Cup into a whole?
Yeah, I think we've only had one fly off the whole tournament. I think Abner was here for the very start, and then he left for Italy. So we've Tim like all of us has got his flaws, but we couldn't do anything around that. So we definitely needed another 10-15 option. There's no question. Yes, we played a wing and fullback the whole tournament. We played Timo's game time. He was red flagged on his game minutes about 3 games ago, and we kept going with him. So we need to bolster there. I think there are issues in our squad we bolstered. I think what I learned about the tournament is don't play every game. That would be because it takes a toll on your squad. It's really tough. But we are probably showed. I think there's a really good thing is that players who may not have got if it had been a shorter tournament and less brutal in terms of fixtures and injuries. Maybe the Marcel Tunison, Sazi Sundys, Leon Lyons, Andre Hugefente may have not got the rugby they got. So that's a massive benefit for us as a union. There's a whole team I could list to you of players that we didn't really know much about who've now played a lot of Currie Cup. But as you suggest, Leighton, especially in the sort of 10-15 axis, we probably a bit off the pace there, and that's one of the areas we have to probably move on.
Okay, thank you very much, Jim.